I know Estevan was bummed it wasn't just him because he told me many times. But in the end, everyone was very friendly, everyone was very happy, and they've played off of each other. Fantastic. They tell similar stories, they complement each other. You all know a lot of this, that's why you're here. If you have not seen the show dedicated to you, it's down the street on La Brea at the Beyond the Streets Gallery.
How are you?
Hello. I started off just taking pictures of my friends that were in the band and other bands that we were with, and the guys that were in my car club, and that branched out to everybody that would come to car shows and that was around us and around the neighborhoods and the scene, and then everybody that was on tour with us and everywhere that we'd go. I bought my lowrider in 1989, and it was, we used to call it a hoopty or a bucket. It was all rusted out, it didn't look like it does now, and my homie Donnie Charles, rest in peace, he, around 91 or whatever, he was a black guy from Watts, and he was like, hey man, he's like, what are you gonna do with this car? You're just gonna drive around with it like this, or are you gonna make it a lowrider? He cussed, though I don't know who's here, so I gotta keep my profanity down. But I go, I'm gonna make it a lowrider. He goes, well, when? And I go, I don't know, I just gotta save up the money. And he's like, nah, we're doing it now. Go get me my tools. And I went to the back of his truck, and right there and then he just started ripping my car apart. And at first I was kind of like in shock, you know, he's taking my bumpers off. He's like, hey man, don't just stand there, help me. So I was like, okay, and you know, fumbling around with the bumper and the seats and everything. And I used to live on Las Palmas and Waring, kind of by like Melrose and Highland. And before you knew it, I had my whole car stripped out in the parking lot. My neighbors probably thought we were tweaking. And, I put all the parts in the back of my truck. We took my car to Homie's Hydraulics, cut it, took it to the paint shop, and took the motor out. The motor went one place, the upholstery went one place, the car was at the paint shop. All the moldings went to the polisher. And then I just slowly but surely I got all the things back from each place. Got the rims, got the sounds, put it back together, and joined the car club in 1994 in East LA, and never looked back.
I was always into art. I was 12 years old, and my parents encouraged us to do art. They used to let us draw murals and write on the walls in our room, in the garage. So it was like we had this free run of the pad. So I was always into art and lowriding and living in the neighborhood. So when WhiteHot Magazine came out and they had this artist named Teen Angel, and I was like, oh, this is like, you know, my kind of thing. So I got into it then. And then around 1979, 80, when I was 15 years old, one of my homies brought Teen Angels magazine to school. And I was like, what? And I seen Teen Angel's name and I was like, oh man, this is the shit, man. This is what I've been after. So, like you say, every month you would kind of wait. And it was the social media of that time. You know, there was no Instagram, Facebook, MySpace, none of that. So, as Chicanos, young Chicanos in the neighborhood, we didn't have any access to get out of our neighborhoods. So, you know, our parents couldn't afford to take us around. So we were always hyped up to see, oh, what's happening in LA, or what's happening in Arizona, what's happening in these different neighborhoods, how do they dress there, how do they write, what's their graffiti style. So it was like this eye-opening experience for me, like, oh man, this was dope, because now I could see what was happening in other neighborhoods. And that was, I mean, I tell people that Teen Angel was the social media for young Chicanos at that time.
Collaboration with you and David. When did that happen? How did that happen?
What's that?
Collaboration with David.
Well, that was brought together by Roger Gassman. Like he said, you know, 2 years ago. I was supposed to be the first show, but there's no way I could have got it together that fast.